You know, for those of you that are dealing with people like myself, when it comes to breakup and divorce, just know this. Narcissistic people or narcissists are emotional punks. I was an emotional punk all my life as a kid. I still have that in me, but I learned to understand it. And I wasn't so emotional when I was fair in a relationship. When I was fair, I didn't feel fear of her leaving me before I left her. I didn't feel fear of getting bad news before I gave it to her. And so when I'm fair, now it feels better. It's easier to deal with. It's easier to regulate. Like in therapy, I heard a lot of bad things about myself, but she talked me through it. Therapy for narcissists is called talk therapy. She talked me through it, and I understood. Prior to that, nobody talked to me because nobody knew what I was going through, and I hid all of my concerns. I hid all of my negative emotions. I hid it all. I hid my parents' divorce. I hid being molested. I hid peeing in the bed. But in therapy, I even hid being afraid of my father. But in therapy, she talked me through it. And then I was like, man, why did I do this? Oh, wow. Oh, I can get better. But narcissists or narcissistic people don't think they can get better because they don't want to get better. They don't want to get better because getting better means they have to relinquish that fake sense of power that they have over you. That fake sense of reality that they have in their mind. So if they try to change or work on getting better, they think they lose something. I thought I was losing strength. I was losing power. I was losing control. I was losing the reputation that I had by trying to get better. I thought, like, no, I wanted to stay bad and broken and dysfunctional. And the crazy part about that is that when I stayed bad and broken and dysfunctional, women still like me. And in my mind, they like me even more. So a lot of times, this is why they don't want to change. And the main thing about going to therapy and the reason why they don't want to change is because they don't want to hear bad things about themselves. Why? Because they're emotional punks. I was an emotional punk for a long time. And so I have friends right now that are emotional punks. These are tough dudes like me. I can box. I know how to fight. Me and my girl, when I have a lady, we're not going to get pushed around and bullied. No, I have friends now that are very tough. They don't get bullied. And people are fearful of them. But I know who they are deep down inside. They're emotional punks, but I wouldn't call them that. They're emotionally soft. But we have talks. We have understanding. We communicate. But I know who they are, and they know that I am who I am. But narcissistic people, when I was always screaming and yelling, rah, 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 hoping that I could scare her or them. And when it didn't happen, I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? I didn't know how to recover. I wasn't allowed to recover. When you cursing people out and yelling and screaming, you don't have that good sense of power that comes to you. No. And so a lot of times when they ask for a divorce, I want a divorce. I want out of here. I don't like you. I don't need you. I've been waiting for this. They don't mean that. They're hoping that you curl up in the ball and get scared. But when you do curl up in the ball and get scared, they ramp it up. They get worse. And you've seen that, you know. I got my papers April 6th of 2006. Before that, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yo, talking to my friends, man, I'm getting a divorce, man. I'm be out in these streets again, partner. You know me. You know how we do. Then I got those papers. I was like, oh, could barely breathe. My knees started clacking. My breathing changed. My heart rate went up. I looked at my shirt. Looked like my shirt was going like this. But I didn't want the divorce. I thought I wanted it. I wanted to be in the streets. You can't have both, my man, young lady. You can't have both. And so here's the thing with this. I'm going to summarize. When they're in a hurry to move out and gathering up their clothes and belongings and don't come see the kids no more, and they just like, we're getting a divorce. I'm happy I'm out of here. They don't mean that. A lot of times they leave quick. You think they're living with the supply. They probably got a hotel room by themselves, curl up in the ball crying, or at their friend's house trying to get their friends to feel sorry for them. They don't mean it. They think they want a divorce, but what they want is to be in the streets and be at home too and have their cake and eat it too. So when you see them all, fired up and ready for the divorce and moving out and moving on real quick and fast, that's all fake. You know why? Because they don't want to face the hurt. They don't want to face the pain. They don't want to face the questions they got to answer because they were wrong and they did you wrong. Narcissistic people are emotionally weak, and I was an emotional punk. So I didn't want to face the questions about divorce and Leon, what about the kids? And, what about the house and the property and the bills and stuff? You're just going to leave and, my family loves you. They don't want to face those questions because it's all reality and it's all true. And they don't think that they can and know that they can't. They cannot handle it. Those emotions are real. That's the only real thing about a narcissistic person. A narcissist is when they have to face those emotions about divorce, breaking up a family. You know why? Because as a child, I dealt with divorce. As a child, I dealt with my family being broken up. As a child, I dealt with being sent to live with somebody else. So now I'm an adult getting a divorce, and I got to go live with somebody else. I got to curl up in somebody's basement. I got to live at the YMCA. I got to get a hotel room and cry and think about the person I pushed away, a person that I divorced. So when they act like they all hot, they all like high powered during a divorce and a breakup, and I'm out of here. I got my clothes. I'm not coming back. They're running scared because you know why? They're an emotional punk. Keep that in mind. Y'all have a good day.